Hello. Today I wanted to share with you this box of goodies that I got from Ian over at JustGoSketching. He is a fantastic artist and he reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try one of his JustGoSketching Companions, and I was really excited to. I'm going on a camping trip next week, and this just arrived, so I was super excited to open it and share it with you guys, and then I'm going to give it a go while I'm away and then come back and report how it went. So Ian is based in the UK, and I'll put all of his information in the description box below, and he invented this companion to make it easier for people to sketch on the go. So hence JustGoSketching. So in his shop you can actually choose the size of the companion that you want and also the colors. So let's see what I got. So you have a little card here that says thank you from Ian, and it says definition of sketching, a quick rough drawing that shows the main features of an object or scene. And it also says I would also add that it can be a way of exploring your thoughts and emotions or journeys. JustGoSketching. I love that. Oh my gosh, look at all these goodies. Oh my gosh, he even sent me the little bag. So this is the whole kit, guys. Isn't that lovely? I thought I was just getting the little companion here, but he sent me the whole kit. Oh, this is so exciting. Thank you, Ian. Okay, all right. So let's see. I don't know what to open first. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the actual companion. So this is what I thought I was just getting, but he sent me the whole kit, which includes the little bag and looks like a little sketchbook and some other stuff. So anyway, let's take a look at this. So the idea behind this is that it is a little portable, almost like a portable easel that you can hold in your hands. Let's just take this off so we can see a little closer. Okay, so this is the little companion, and it has a band around here that can hold a pencil, and he also gave me a mechanical pencil, which is awesome. And then it has a little water pot here. I tend to, when I'm out sketching, I tend to just use a water brush, so I'm not sure if I'll be using this little guy. I wonder if it comes off. Let's see. Oh yeah, so it's just a clip. So you can easily just take that off if you want to. And I believe this comes off too. This is just elastic. Yeah, so this is kind of the base of it. It's super lightweight, but very rigid. And the colors that I got, I think I got, oh gosh, I can't remember what I requested. I think I definitely got the brown magnets and the brown elastic. And then I think I went for maybe the chestnut. I'll put it in the description in case you guys want to get the same thing. I went really neutral because I kind of didn't want it to be a distraction when I was out and about, and I just kind of wanted it to sort of fade to the background. So you can get some really fun colors. I just went pretty neutral with it. So it's, I believe, just sort of like plywood in here and then coated with the faux leather here to give it a nice texture and probably like waterproofness and durability. You know, this is quite a simple idea, but the best inventions are often quite simple and they solve a problem that needed to be solved. So I think this is really cool. I'll show you how it works, or how I think it works from what I've seen online and their site in a moment. But let's go through and have a look at the other things in here just before we get into the setup of this. So I believe these guys here are the accessories for it. So these are little discs, I think, that you can put on the back of your palette, like if you have a plastic palette. I do want to see if the magnets work with my art toolkit, but I did ask Ian about it and he said he would send a couple of these that you can stick on the back, and they're super duper thin, but it will then magnetize whatever you have so that you can stick it on here. And that's a pretty strong magnet. So that's a really thoughtful idea. And then the other thing in here, I believe, yeah, these are the board clips. So to put your watercolor journal on the board, you have to be able to use, you have these little clips here. And again, I'll demonstrate this in a moment as I figure it out myself as well. But this is going to help you either clip it to the board or clip it to itself to sort of go over these parts here. So we'll take a look at that in a moment. Okay, let's put that aside. And what's this one? Oh, I got two sets. I'm not sure why I got two sets. Maybe because of the, what is this little guy? This is so teeny tiny, but it looks like another little palette, and it's covered with this sort of canvas material here with this print on it, and also this little sketchbook. I wonder if he makes these sketchbooks too. Isn't that lovely? So this is like an off-white little tiny sketchbook. It is quite tiny. I wonder if it's going to work with this. I was going to get the A6 originally. This is the A5, but I was worried that the little sketchbooks that I use are soft cover, and I was worried that it wasn't going to work because on their site it said it works best with hard covers. So I did ask to actually go with the A5, but I believe maybe you can use it with bigger books than A5. Anyway, I'll grab a couple of books and we'll see what fits. But this little guy here, I'm not sure what this is and how this works. Maybe it's just another little, it says it's a sketching companion, which is the same as this. Oh my gosh, it's so tiny. I didn't realize it had this in the middle. Oh my gosh. So you're going to be able to use it with this. I believe to see if your book is going to work, it has to fit closed, like it has to fit within this space here. So when you actually do it, I'll just show you here. When you actually do it, you sort of slide it between the back and the front. And then when your book opens, wow, this is really fun. Okay, so you can use it on these little, as long as it's a hardback so that you have a nice surface to hold. Those little clips that we saw before, so these, you can put over the edges here so that it stays closed and it holds it in place. So how do you do this? I guess you kind of just, oh, they're quite tight. So they're very tight. So depending on how thick, you might get marks on here. What other ones do I have? So I have this one here, which is very gentle actually. It's a very good hold, but it's quite gentle, but it's kind of big. I have these little ones. So depending on how many pages, you might need to experiment to see. So that doesn't work either. But I am just worried this is a very tight hold. So it definitely even left a little mark on here. I wonder if I just loosen them up a little bit. I wonder if you can kind of bend it. Oh, you can totally bend it out a little bit. Oh, that's the way to do it. Okay. So because these are fresh, it just wasn't doing it. So you can just put it right on the edge there and bend them out a little bit, and then they're not as tough. Oh, that's great. Okay, so all I did was sort of bend this a little bit so there's a little more breathing room here, just so there's a little bit of a gap. And then you can put it on, you can either put it on the side or here, like that. And then this is not going to fall off. That is really cute. Okay, so now you have this, and then you've got to put something on there. Let's have a look. Well, let's come back to that because I'll get out my palette and see if it works. So let's have a look at the rest of the stuff in here. So we also, this little band goes with here. Oh, and this little band, I'm not sure that I would use it. Maybe I would put it around the whole thing to keep it secure, but I don't want to use too much real estate on here if I'm going to have a palette. So we'll have a look at that later too. Okay, so we also got a little water brush. Oh, look how mini this is. This is great. Oh, and it's quite a big brush tip here too. So this one compared to my other ones is much smaller. So this is great. This is so small. So I'll have to play with that. And then, oh, another pencil. Oh, I guess because there's two kits. And then we have your handcrafted watercolors. Are these watercolors? What is it? Just a little tin? Maybe that's, oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Let me just have a quick look on the website. So these are little handmade watercolors. Oh, this is so lovely. How fun. Wow, I'll have to unwrap those. Oh, I love Prussian blue. What have we got here? We've got vermilion, Prussian blue, yellow ochre. What's this one? Oh, alizarin crimson. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't read it. This one is cadmium yellow. And, oh, ultramarine. Perfect. So this is a great little mixing set. And this, I believe, is a little palette. Oh, with some magnets. Okay. I'm not sure what this is. Anyway, let's see if it sticks on this on here. Wow, yes. Okay. So you could put this on here. And you would have your little paints and your little mixing area. This is perfect. So this is great. So let's, oh, and there's let's just put this over here. I'll just take these off. And there's this little thing here, which is maybe just an information. Oh, there's another one in here. Mars yellow. Let's have a look at that. I guess this probably would have been the best thing to open up first because it probably explains everything. But this has a little JustGoSketching pin in there, which is lovely, and the little Mars yellow, which is an addition to that. So here this talks about his journey. Oh, and these are all the pigments that they make. Wow, that's really cute. And this looks like it's hand painted. So much effort has gone into this. So this talks about the hand mold pigments carefully selected from a small colorist in London. That's interesting. And it talks about the reasons why Ian made this. And then it kind of shows you how to put it together. I had seen a couple of YouTube videos, so I kind of knew. But yeah, so you put the little clips over here. Yay! Okay, so this is great. Oh, you know what? We haven't looked at the bag. Maybe I'll just move all this out of the way and we can take a look at the bag. Okay, so here's the little bag. And I'm not sure if this will fit the A5 or just the mini one. Yes, so I think it's just going to fit this mini one, which is still super cute. So it has a really industrial zipper. Oh, wow. So it has like an elastic. It has a strap. So it has an elastic here. I guess if you had it on your body, you could open it up and the elastic is going to stop it from completely falling over. Well, that's quite smart. I'm going to have to try that out. Okay, so it has a little pocket in here. Has all these different spots and elastics for things. What can you actually fit in the height of this, I wonder? Let's make this a little longer so we can open it up. So can you actually fit a pencil in there? It looks like you can. Yeah, okay. So you'll be able to get that, and you'll be able to get your water, maybe not a full-size water brush. I mean, we have that little one, so it doesn't really matter. But it looks like it would actually fit that as well. Oh, wow, this is really kind of interesting. Okay, so we'll have to maybe have a look at this and see what I want to fit in here. It might be good just to fill it as a little to-go bag for this actual holder. So we still need to try out all the different books to see what fits on here. And I want to grab my art toolkit palette as well to see if that fits. Okay, so I just grabbed a bunch of different sketchbooks. I did want to try the this little soft-backed one just out of interest. So let's try it on the little one. So obviously it's going to fit because this gap is huge. I'm just putting these on just because they're right there. So you could totally do it with a soft back, but you're not getting that stability. And if this is heavier, you know, with a paint tin on it, it's not really going to work. So I see why they don't really recommend using the soft back, because this is really flimsy. So the size is fine if you have a little hardback one like this, but probably not great for structure-wise or security-wise. Okay, this is just a little potentate one. Do I have anything in this one? Oh, this is a brand new one. Okay. So this one here is gonna fit. So we want to put it, we want to lift the middle up, put it in here, and then put it down where we want to draw. So it is a little interesting if you're in the beginning of your book. It kind of does go on a bit of an angle there with this particular book. So you can see it sort of is twisting the spine of the book a little bit. So that's interesting, but still feels pretty stable. And you're going to have maybe a little crease here because of this thickness. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're putting the clips on. You probably don't want to put it too close to the border here because it will definitely mark up your page here. So these are too loose because I stretched them out. So we do have the other pair. Yeah, so you could do that. So you're always going to have kind of that ridge there where this is placed. Am I doing this the right way? Let me have a look. Yeah, so it's saying to do that, and then you put it over and then you pin it together. So yeah, so that's definitely the way it goes. But yeah, there is a bit, if you pushed hard here, there is a bit of a drop down. And the fewer pages you have here, the bigger step down this is going to be. So I think it's just something to be mindful of when you're kind of putting your clips on, where you're putting it so that it doesn't really bend the paper here. So you can see how big of a jump that is and how big of a ledge that is. So maybe it's just sort of right on the edge here, and then when you're painting you don't want to do too much pressure over here. Yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. How else could you do that? And this one here, I can just use the rubber band of the book, and I'm left-handed, so I would be holding it like this, and then I want my palette here. Oh god, I just put my thumb in the yellow. Okay, so I had to take a quick break there and wash the yellow off my hand so I didn't spread it all over everything. But I think that's going to be fine. So where's my brush? So I would be going in here, painting on here. Yeah, so you definitely want a more secure magnet there, because me pushing on this part of the thing is not going to work. It's going to fall off. Okay. Yeah, so I think the main usage of this would be definitely if you're standing up and holding it, or sitting down and holding it. It's kind of like a little desk. Yeah, and you don't really want to have it connected when you're on the table, because it's going to be an uneven surface because of the spine on the back here. So that's this type of particular book. Let's have a look at another one. I wonder, would this one work better with the baby? Let's have a look at the baby. Oh my gosh, I've got so much going on my desk now. So if we put the baby on, okay, this is thinner for sure. So this might be a better fit for this one. There's way less of a ridge here, and you can still hold it. So this would be more for a smaller palette, like I said, like this Altoids or something. And that really grips really, really well, because this is totally magnetized. So that would work great if you're standing here, or you could open it up. I'm left-handed, so I would go this way. So you could paint and just go this way and have your little palette here while you're standing up. Yeah, that's really cool. And then again, you could just kind of secure it with the band, or you could use a clip there as well. You might not even need a clip. It kind of fits in here quite well. Sorry if I was out of frame here. I just put the band up the top. So you could do this. Yeah, so maybe the smaller books, yeah, you need the smaller one. It works maybe a little bit better. Let's see. So that's that size. What if we go bigger? So this is a little bit bigger. I mean, ideally it works great when you're working from the middle of the book, because you have an even amount of pages on each side, and therefore your spine is going to be more aligned in the center. Once you start working from different parts of the book, it kind of shifts the spine a little bit. So that's kind of interesting. Okay. But yeah, this could totally work as well. You still have that kind of ridge there. Again, you can use these clips or just your normal clips. It's a little hard to hold it. You need to kind of put it on the table to do it. Yeah, and then you can paint here. You are losing a bit of real estate here, but that's kind of whenever you're standing up and doing something. Most of the time you have a clip here or something holding it. So you just got to consider that with the real estate for what you're drawing on, whether that's going to eat into it or not. And you can also just pick a different type of clip that takes up less real estate, like that. So yeah, I think you could play around with how you actually keep your pages open. Again, I can just use this elastic to keep that closed. There is a little ridge here, but it's quite smooth. And then we would have our palette up here again. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then we have a bigger one here. So is this actually going to fit? Yeah, okay. And this is not one of my favorite sketchbooks. I was just using it when I was making paints and mixing different ratios of paint and stuff just as a record keeping. But yeah, this is good. I mean, obviously this is for an A5, so it's probably optimized for the A5. So again, I can use that if I'm not using this side. Let's use one of these clips that is a little more open. Yeah, that's fabulous. Okay, so you can just hold it with one hand. So this is a similar one, but this is a horizontal layout. So let's look at this one. So you can totally do these horizontal ones as well. We can put our clips on. So that's great, and it holds it in there nice and tight. It's not coming out. So often, you know, sometimes you just try and affix it to your sketchbook here with a clip, but this just saves you the hassle of having to do that. That's really cool. So I think what we're discovering here is the optimal height of the palette needs to be obviously above this groove, because that's as far as it goes down. So if we had it here, that will work. And then we have one that is spiral bound. Let's see if that works. This, by the way, is a terrible sketchbook. It's Pink Pig. A lot of people like it. I was using it for watercolor and it was not good, but it is really cool for like, what are these? Are these alcohol inks? It might just be acrylic ink with some water on it, but it was really cool for that kind of fun stuff, but not great for watercolor. Okay, so the spiral fits in there just fine. Clip it there too, and that is staying put as well. It is going down to this first loop here. That's what's stopping the thing, so that might not offer as much stability with the spiral bound, but it's way flatter because it's just fitting in that space. So that's kind of cool. So you could do the spiral bound, and I think this is a true A5, this one. So totally made for that size. And then the last one I grabbed was an 8. I think this is an 8x8. And this one here, let's see, is that gonna fit? Yep. Okay, that goes on well there. I wonder the further away that you clip it, maybe the less secure it is, but I don't really want to clip it in the middle of the page if I'm drawing. Yeah, so it does totally fine with the 8x8 as well. It doesn't feel as secure because there's a lot of space between the clamp and the board. So the closer, obviously the closer that you are to it, it's going to hold that down better, but it's also not going to fall out. And you're holding it on your lap. It's just another little extension of this surface here. It's like a little portable desk. So if that's going to work just fine as well. And it's really nice when you're in the middle of the book here because you have it laying flat and you're not going to have that big bump. I mean, you can still feel it, but you know, I think if you drew a line, you wouldn't see a big bump there. So 8x8 works with this one as well. Okay, so this is my art toolkit. Let's see if it magnetizes on there. Not, well, not really. So what we discovered was that it needs to be, the base of it needs to be above here. Maybe stick these on here and then put this down so we know exactly where it's gonna go would probably be the easiest way. And the side of it needs to be on here. So if we go somewhere kind of like that, and then let's see if we had it in the middle perhaps. So like there. And this one would be here. So do we commit and do it? I think so. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the plastic on here. Okay, I'm just going for it. So I'm above the middle. I'm going to press down. Now, who knows if that's pressing down enough to secure it or if the magnets are going to stay. Oh, they did. Okay, so that was just shy of my butterfly. Okay. So I'm just going to really push these on here. And let's see if that works better. Oh, that's much, much better. Look at that. There's no way that's coming off. You really got to slide it off. You can hear that snap. All right. Oh God, I keep putting my fingers in this yellow and it's all soft and gross. Okay. And it gives us a little bit of wiggle room whether we want to move it up or down. Because even just, I think one magnet on there is good. Like this is really good on there. Yay! Okay, so we still have our little color chart. We have our palette. We have our colors. And I do need, when I'm painting with this, I need to have some kind of cloth here to absorb the water when I'm cleaning it. So I just use this shop towel. It's a lint-free towel. Normally, let me grab a whole piece. So I just have a big roll. I'm just going to grab a whole piece off. And it's way more than you need, but having layers is going to be better. So let's say we do it like that. And then I can clip it on with just a bulldog clip. Hopefully that won't eat into it too much. So we have our little thing here. So we can paint, and then dry our towel up here. And then you can reuse this. You can just dry it out and reuse it. But that is wonderful. All right. Oh gosh, I'm getting yellow everywhere. I'm so sorry. I'm ruining it already. So I'm going to take this away with me when we go camping next week and try it out and see how helpful it is. I probably won't need it if I'm at a table or anything, but I think it's going to be really handy when I'm just sitting in a chair and trying to paint that way. So I think the key is to actually open it and then put it on, because you need to make sure that that back is lining up with that there. Because this groove, if this is too high, it won't work. But you can see, I'm not sure if you can see on camera how it steps down. So that's perfect. Yay! Okay, and I have my little colors there, so I should be able to relearn it in this vertical format as well. Wonderful. All right, so I'll check back in with you guys once I have a go at it out in the field.